You wake up before sunrise in a quiet neighborhood far from home. The air feels different, humid, warm, alive. A child's laughter echoes from a nearby street, and somewhere in the distance, a vendor is setting up for the day. This is not Accra, not Abuja, not Nairobi. This is the Philippines. And for a growing number of African diplomats, this is where family life is beginning to take root. It didn't happen overnight. Decisions like these rarely do. They are shaped slowly, through conversations at dining tables, through late-night calls back home, through careful observation of what works and what doesn't. For diplomats, life is already defined by movement, by adaptation, by representing one country while living in another. But choosing where your family lives? That's different. That's personal. For many African diplomats stationed across Asia, the Philippines has quietly become more than just a posting. It has become a place of stability, comfort, and opportunity for their families. Not because it's perfect, but because, in many ways, it works. Let's start with something simple: language. In the Philippines, English is everywhere. Not just in offices or official spaces, but in everyday life. Schools, hospitals, shops, even casual conversations. For families relocating from countries where English is widely spoken, this removes a huge barrier. Children don't have to struggle to adjust in school. Parents don't have to worry about miscommunication in emergencies. It creates a sense of ease, a soft landing in a foreign place. But language alone doesn't explain the shift. There's something deeper, something cultural. Filipino society is known for its warmth. It's not a stereotype. It's something you feel. Neighbors greet you. Strangers help you. Communities are tight-knit, often centered around family, faith, and shared values. For African families, where community and extended family ties are equally important, this familiarity matters. It reduces the cultural shock. It feels closer to home than many other foreign destinations. Then there's education. For diplomats, their children's future is always a priority. The Philippines offers a wide range of international schools, institutions that follow global curricula with diverse student populations. These schools are not just about academics. They are environments where children grow up understanding different cultures, building networks that could shape their future careers. Healthcare is another factor that quietly influences decisions. Major cities like Manila and Cebu have well-equipped hospitals, trained professionals, and relatively affordable medical services compared to Western countries. For families, this is not just a convenience, it's peace of mind. But let's not ignore the economic angle. Living in major Western cities, London, New York, Paris, comes at a high cost. Housing alone can be overwhelming. In contrast, the Philippines offers a more manageable cost of living. Diplomats can afford comfortable housing, domestic support, and a quality lifestyle without the same financial strain. This doesn't mean life is cheap. It means it's balanced, and that balance matters. Because being a diplomat is not just a job. It's a lifestyle filled with pressure, expectations, and constant movement. Having a stable, comfortable home environment becomes essential, not just for productivity, but for mental well-being. There's also the issue of safety. While no country is without its challenges, many diplomatic families find certain areas in the Philippines relatively safe and suitable for raising children. Gated communities, security-conscious neighborhoods, and supportive local systems all contribute to this perception. But beyond all these practical reasons, there's something less tangible, something emotional. It's the feeling of belonging. For many African diplomats, moving to certain parts of the world can come with subtle challenges: feeling like an outsider, navigating cultural misunderstandings, or dealing with social distance. In the Philippines, many describe a different experience. A sense of acceptance, a willingness to engage, a shared humanity that makes integration easier. Of course, this doesn't mean everything is perfect. There are challenges. Traffic congestion in major cities can be exhausting. Infrastructure gaps exist. Adjusting to a different pace of life takes time. And being far from extended family is never easy, no matter how comfortable the new environment is. But families weigh these challenges against the benefits. And for many, the scale tips in favor of staying. Let's listen to a typical story. A diplomat arrives on assignment, expecting a temporary stay. The plan is simple: work for a few years, then move on. But as months pass, something changes. The children settle into school. They make friends. They adapt. The spouse finds a rhythm: community groups, social circles, routines that begin to feel normal. Weekends are spent exploring beaches, parks, and cultural spots. Life becomes not just manageable, but enjoyable. Then comes the question: when the assignment ends, do we leave? For some, the answer is yes. For others, it's not so simple. Because by then, the Philippines is no longer just a posting. It's part of their story. This growing trend also reflects a larger shift in how diplomats approach family life. It's no longer just about fulfilling duties. It's about creating a life that supports everyone involved. Children's education, spouse well-being, mental health, all these factors are now central to decision-making. And in that equation, the Philippines checks many boxes. It's also worth noting that African-Asian relations are evolving. Diplomatic ties are strengthening, trade is increasing, and cultural exchanges are becoming more common. Having families based in countries like the Philippines can also foster deeper understanding between regions. It humanizes diplomacy. It builds bridges beyond official meetings and formal agreements. Children growing up in these environments become global citizens. They understand diversity not as a concept, but as a lived experience. They carry these perspectives into adulthood, shaping future leadership in subtle but powerful ways. There's a quiet power in that, because diplomacy is not just about policies and negotiations, it's about people. And when people feel comfortable, supported, and connected, they perform better. They represent their countries more effectively. They build stronger relationships. So when African diplomats choose to move their families to the Philippines, it's not just a logistical decision. It's a strategic one, a personal one, a human one. It's about finding a place where life works, where children can grow without constant disruption, where spouses can build a sense of purpose, where daily life feels manageable, even enjoyable. And maybe that's the real story here. Not just why they are moving, but what they are looking for: stability, opportunity, belonging. In a world that often feels divided, these choices remind us of something simple. People, no matter where they come from, are searching for the same things: a good life, a safe home, a better future for their children. And sometimes, that future is found in unexpected places, like a quiet street in the Philippines, just before sunrise, where a new day begins. And for some families, a new chapter continues. Closing ambient sound fades. Children playing, distant waves, soft city noise.